Hello everyone, Todd Michael Putnam from D&D Creative Table Designs bringing you another adventure table idea, and this is The Secret of Kobold Keep. The Secret of Kobold Keep. And this adventure, I started off, literally the only basic idea that I had was way back in Dungeons and Dragons basic player's book there. There was a module or idea for an adventure called Rodimus Keep, and you know that the castle had been long abandoned, and then underneath there were a bunch of were-rats. So I just started with that idea, and then I kind of went off course and went a little crazy. So basically, it is an ancient abandoned keep, and that's basically where I diverged from what the original story was from the basic player's book. But that's okay. Um, it's an ancient abandoned keep, and the players, of course, go to investigate. The upper levels are little more than just a shell of ruins. There's hardly anything of value left. A great deal of time has gone by and damage has been done. There's been marauders and bandits and monsters and everything that have come through the keep across the upper levels and done a lot of damage to it in addition to when it fell in its last battle. So there's not much of value in the upper levels. However, when the heroes get in there, there are some winged kobolds that are up are flying around on the turrets and along the high walls, and they will come down and cast a few minor cantrips and fire bolts and stuff like that. And they generally harass the players because they are the lookouts for the kobolds who have taken over the cellars and dungeons below the keep. So the players will have to deal with them, and then eventually in this tower over here, there's also some stairs going down. And when they go down those stairs, it brings us over to this section right here, where there's stairs coming down, and they go down again, and they go down again to a third level, and then eventually they're run across. There are some kobold guards that are in there that the players can harass with. There's also an old chapel that's been reconverted into some kind of a twisted kobold religion where they're practicing their own shamanistic like religious beliefs. And if the players come through here, there's just an abandoned room with some table and stuff on it, but then there's another room that apparently was like some kind of a bedchamber or something that appears to just be destroyed now, and there's a couple more kobold guards in there who will obviously leap out and harass the players. And if they come back up and around, there's a second set of stairs from here that also comes down this way. And that set of stairs leads to basically the wine cellar down here where there's a kobold or two. There's some old rotten food and whatnot that's in there that's been left for ages. And the players can battle against them. Then it comes into a small area where there's a dungeon keep. And the players will actually hear the cries of the wounded. There's a couple of wounded humans, civilian types, that have been taken prisoner. They've been injured, and the nasty little kobolds have them locked up in the cages, and of course they're being cruel like kobolds do, and torturing them and picking on them and getting them ready for some kind of a ceremony, which seems quite ominous. And of course, if the players talk to the captive NPCs after they free them, assuming that they free them, they'll find out that there were more prisoners, and sometimes other prisoners will come in, but then they get taken out and they never come back again, and the kobolds are all snickering and laughing, something about feeding the dragon god, which of course sounds extremely ominous and terrifying. The fact that the people never come back again leads to great worry. Heading out of that room, there's another antechamber here that's got a rounded stairs going up with a great brazier burning some fire. But before we go up, we're going to head down the stairs again. There's a lot of levels to this. Down the stairs again, again for a broken up room that's got some supplies and stuff in it. Most of it gone rancid and bad. Most of the furniture and everything broken and destroyed. There's another room that's a forgotten room that nobody knows what it was even used for. It's just got a table that's left in there now, but The players could possibly, because it's a strong door, if they wanted to, they could close that door and huddle in on inside there and maybe get themselves a short rest or something if they needed to. Heading through this door here, there's a door there, down this hallway, there's like a sacred chamber type thing. There's a treasure chest that's in the middle of some kind of a pool, and there are some zombie kobolds that just kind of mill around and will protect the treasure chest from anyone who is not a kobold. Anything that is not a kobold, the zombies would just attack on sight. So, and then heading up these stairs here from this, if you come back up, it goes up and up again, and it leads to this huge chasm. There's like this bottomless pit chasm, and there's a stone stairway, a stone bridgeway that goes and bridges across into some sort of a natural cavern. And it looks like this is relatively new, and the stonework on this bridge is not very good. Looks like probably the kobolds themselves did it. And they have bridged this cavern over this chasm into the cavern. And here, there's some kind of a ritualistic, they've got a kobold flag going on there, and they've got like a little gong thing, and there's some kobolds that are mining stuff, but it's a high chamber that's leading out over this other gigantic cavern beneath it, and this is where they sacrifice the prisoners to what they call their dragon god, which they just throw them off the cliff, basically, into the water below, and that is where there is a huge five-headed hydra, dragon-like creature to their minds, that is down swimming around inside of the cavern itself. There's obviously like a lake underneath below, and any of the victims that get thrown into the water that for whatever reason are able to make it to shore, unfortunately things don't get it better for them, because there are all these yellow slimes and oozes and stuff that come along that will devour them alive and leave nothing but bones. So there's not much escape for them. There is a way to go down if the players go across here, and they can head to this basically a chasm hallway that goes across, and then there's some natural stairs that go down, but they're very steep. And they're very tricky, and they're kind of slick wet because of the moisture of the cavern itself. And you never know when there might be slimes or something that's on there. But the kobolds, they literally just have to post a guard up there, and anybody trying to climb up, they can just push them back down with their spears. So they're quite adept at making sure that their dragon god, which is really just a hydra, is being fed. And so that is what has happened, is the kobolds have started up their own shamanistic religion in belief of the dragon god is in charge of them. And so that is what's given them this bold belief that they can take over the keep's bottom layers and protect the shell of a keep above as their own sacred territory. So that's basically it. That is the secret of Kobold Keep. It's a pretty massive build as far as that's concerned. There's a bunch of layers to it. If you come down to, if you look here, you can see where there's the upper level for the chasm and for the catacombs or whatever, and then the lower level as well. It's quite high. It's probably maybe 40 feet or so, I guess, to scale. At least 30, but probably about 40 feet or so to scale. Same thing here. There's 1, 2, 3. I think there's 4 levels up. There's 4 levels that go up between 1, 2, 3, and then all of this is on a level, and then it goes down to 4. So there's 4 levels to this particular thing, and then there's a 5th level because this goes back up and heads over to here. So, and then again, once you can see the difference between the shelving, as it were. I was originally going to have a clear plexiglass square across it and then build all the way around, and you could see inside, but you'd have to reach underneath. But instead, I came up with this idea on the fly of being able to use some of these stalagmites from trying to think, EC3D Designs Skyless Realms Kickstarter. They're 3D printables. You can get them off of EC3D Designs from their Skyless Realms. and I used those instead to hold up smaller clear plexiglass, and just created a shelf across the back so it allows for easy reaching in while playing on the lower level and the top level. So it tries to, it makes it accessible, but it also gives you that feeling of scale and an epic experience. And a little bit, just a little bit, kind of takes from off of the original basic handbook. The cover, there's where you can see there's some stairs coming down, and there's a dragon that's in there, and there's a elf or whatever casting a spell, and there's a fighter with a sword, and they're attacking I think it's a green dragon. So it sort of just a little bit takes off of that idea in this area right here, if you're familiar with that. The rest of the tiles and stuff are all Dwarven Forge cavern sets, Dwarven Forge classic dungeon tiles. The LEDs are also Dwarven Forge. They come from their Dungeons of Doom Kickstarter, which is available in retail, assuming they have it in stock. They do have some stock issue challenges from time to time, meaning most of the time. This is, I believe, Zitterdes Hard Foam Castle from Zitterdes, ziterdes.com. The trees and the rocks there are from Monster Fight Club. Been using them for a while now. These have been blackwashed, so they have a little bit more quality to them than what the default rocks from Monster Fight Club have, but still look great. And the trees also from Monster Fight Club, a couple of different shades there. I can't remember where I got these roads from. It's kind of Novus something or other, but all you got to do is look for 28 millimeter dirt road, or I'm trying to think of what it's called. There's it's really for World War II games, but I can't remember what it is. But anyways, if you just do a search for 28 millimeter dirt roads in eBay and Etsy, you'll be able to come up with some of these guys, and they look great. There's a variety of them that are made. These are forest edge tiles from Dwarven Forge, just so it isn't a perfect square along the edge here. That gives kind of a broken, cavern-y type look or whatever to the ground. A lot of the buildings inside of here are 3D prints that I got off eBay or Etsy. And then a lot of the trash stuff right here, I got to be honest with you, I just went and searched on eBay and Etsy for 28 millimeter refuse, 28 millimeter garbage, 28 millimeter rubble, stuff like that, and just ended up finding a whole bunch of different 3D printable things that I was able to buy and get painted up. And it just adds that extra experience to it. That's like these guys right there. It just really helps fill it. So this is there's the good shot there, basically, of the proper dungeons underneath the tower itself, or underneath the ruins of the keep. And this is a shot of what the keep itself looks like there. And then crawling around over here, this is what the cavern section looked like. So 3 big sections. It's a 6 foot by 4 foot table that's totally taken up. Normally what I do is I have an extra table that's over here. I just pulled it away for while I'm doing this. And then in a table that's completely filled like this, I'll literally just use food trays, for TV trays that you sit down next to the players, and they can open up and they can put their stuff on that, roll their dice right there. And then I have my DM screen here, my own table with a dice rolling tray, and I can DM from there, and this would be what my view looks like. So there it is. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and appreciate all the people who have liked and subscribed and brought me up to well over 1,000 viewers, so 1,000 members. So thank you so much for that, and I will see you guys next adventure. Take care. Bye.